is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to hop into another counter guide today. My chart is getting pretty full of Supreme Leader Kylo Rens, particularly those running a double tank lineup, and wanted to show you guys how I'm getting around those. I did a search for some videos on this and couldn't find hardly any at all out there with counters for the double tank lineup. So hopefully this will be helpful for you guys when you see these in your shard and in your GAC matchup. So we'll hop over and get started. But before we do, if this is your first time on the channel or have been watching and have not hit that sub button, be sure to do that for some more videos and guides in the future. All right, let's hop over. The first thing I wanted to do is show you guys the team that I'm running. As far as power level goes, most of these are Relic 5. Darth Malak is at Relic 7, and then Grand Admiral Thrawn is at Relic 4. Now, this lineup is pretty essential. The only thing that you could swap out here is Sith Empire Trooper for another beefy pre-taunting tank like Kylo Ren Unmasked would work really well for this counter. I don't think GBA would work very well. I just don't think Brute's going to be beefy enough to work well. So I highly recommend probably Sith Empire Trooper or Kylo Ren Unmasked for that pre-taunting tank to be able to make this counter work. Thrawn is obviously must have. You got to have that fracture landing, and then the rest of these are here for shocks and fears that are going to be essential for this counter to work. Now, as far as mod wise goes, nothing super crazy. My Darth Revan is at 321. Basilishan's at like 292 speed. Grand Admiral Thrawn's at 287. Darth Malak, definitely want to have him decently beefy. Over 200k health and protection is going to be pretty essential for this. And the Sith Empire Trooper, you want to have him beefy as well. He's going to go down quite fast, though. Most of the time, he's just there to soak up that initial hit from Kylo. Now, in the footage that I'm going to show you guys, the turn order gets off a little bit, which is a good thing. It'll show you guys some different ways to get around this if it doesn't work out perfectly. Now, ideally, what's going to happen right off the bat is Kylo's going to do his thing. It's going to do enough damage for Darth Malak to take his extra turn right off the bat, and you're going to shock one of the tanks. And then you'll do Wild Lightning with Darth Revan, which will cause some counters that are going to hit Darth Malak, which will put him to his next threshold. And then you'll use Shock on the next tank. And then Grand Admiral Thrawn should be coming around. You'll get that fracture on Kylo Ren, and you'll start going to work on getting him down. Now, in this video, my Darth Malak dodges right off the bat, and I have to use the Shock from Basilishan fallen to get around one of the tanks. So there are different ways to go if the turn order and RNG doesn't kind of work in your favor to still get around this and make this counter work. So let's hop over to the footage and we'll do a walkthrough of that. The big thing is just getting around these tanks right off the bat and getting that fracture onto Kylo Ren, and then you have to have the damage to get through Kylo Ren before he gets to take some extra turns. So you'll notice right off the bat, Sith Empire Trooper is going to go down pretty fast here, which is going to be the common case here. So I wasn't able to use Malak's right off the bat because he dodged there. Go ahead and use that Wild Lightning. They do some retaliation. You get to use your first shock there, and then I had to use Basilishan's shock here to get around that, which allowed me to get the fracture onto Kylo Ren. And then after the fracture is on Kylo Ren, you want to be watching Sith Trooper and Hux's turn order to try to make sure that you have fears on them when available. And then if you do get a power infusion, use it on Sith Trooper. Go ahead and get his health down. So you want to make sure you're using that mass fear on the whole team from Darth Revan. And then just go to town on getting Supreme Leader Kylo Ren down, especially those that have the ultimate. You want to make sure that you get them down as fast as possible. So you're pushing out as much damage that you can, but also watching where your fears are at, so you can put some strategic fears to make sure Sith Trooper or Hux do not take a turn. Really, the whole team doesn't need to take turns. You don't want to taunt to get up as well. But I find that Sith Trooper and Hux can really cause some issues if they're able to get a turn. All right, so Supreme Leader Kylo Ren is down. After that, it's pretty easy wiping up the rest of the team. I focus on Sith Trooper first, then go after Hux, and then take out the two tanks after that. So the big thing is just getting those shocks landed early to get the fracture onto Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. And like I said, you have to put out a ton of damage on him to make sure that you're getting through him before he is able to get through that fracture and take another turn. But this has been a pretty good counter for me. It's going to be hit or miss based on RNG. If you miss a shock, you want to have some good potency on your Malak for sure is really helpful. but if you miss a shot here or there, sometimes it's going to mess up this counter. Probably about a 50% counter, but it does allow you to get past these teams, especially in arena, is really going to help you out. So if you've got some questions, leave those down below. Leave some comments as well, and I will see you guys in the next video.